like to reinforce, we are so excited for this, and we are hoping to engage you all in this network that we are trying to build. So let's go ahead and we'll talk a little bit about the network. So this project, the collaboration actually with Carnegie Mellon is not a new one. It actually stems from previous projects that include the PI's targeted infusion project, which you see here, that began in 2014. This project ran from 2014 to 2018. It was a cubic project. And through that, we also built our collaboration with Carnegie Mellon. And we started attending the Learn Lab. My colleagues, I think Dr. Butts, Dr. Isopehi, and a couple other professors from BCU. We started attending the Learn Lab in 2016. So this project is actually, although it is a new project, it has been in the works. We've been working on this collaboration for a number of years now. And so we're very excited to be able to take it to this next step. So just so you can meet some of the key players behind the project, Dr. Butts and I are the principal investigators. And we have a key individual from Carnegie Mellon, associated with Carnegie Mellon, is Mr. Ben McLaurin. He is our resident learning scientist and consultant. He will be helping us author the tools that we need to be able to be a part of this network. So as a part of as we move throughout the presentation, I'll explain a little bit more about that. And we'll give Ben a chance to introduce himself and say a few words at the end. But as a part of this network, one of the components is for faculty to be able to author tools to help with learning, to help with the learning of their students, to help in their classrooms. And so Ben is going to be essential in helping us learn how to develop these tools using one of his prototypes that Ben has been doing this for 30, 40 years. So he's going to use one of his prototypes to show us how a tool can be constructed, and then he is going to guide us in the process of designing our own tools. So the purpose of this. So what we're trying to do are open new approaches to the national efforts to improve STEM education, right? And when we say STEM education, we're not necessarily just focusing on STEM. We're focusing on education as a whole, okay? And so how do we plan on doing this? We want to develop courses that allow for us to understand and maintain robust learning to our students. And so when we say robust learning, we're talking about learning that is maintained. So retaining information, long-term information, and as the QEP is suggesting also, being able to apply their experiences to their learning and other situations. And so we want to do that by, one of the key things that we want to do is increase faculty interaction with authorship of online STEM instruction that supports robust learning. And so as we work throughout the network and work throughout this project and developing future projects, what we wanted to be able to do are develop tools that can be used within the classroom, not just in the faculty that are part of the network's classroom, but we can expand those tools across the network, across HBCUs, across the university, across the nation, to be able to foster learning within our students. So currently in the network, and we are always trying to grow the network. Currently, we have 4 universities with one that I actually spoke to just a couple of days ago that are interested in participating. We obviously have Bethune-Cookman, FAMU, Jackson State, and Jarvis Christian University. And obviously our partner, none of this would be possible if we were not able to collaborate with Carnegie Mellon. And so our partner here is LearnLab, and we are very excited to work with LearnLab to develop these tools and these materials. Now, important here is we want to build and broaden this network. And so we need you. We would like you to participate. And so you'll see in a few, we'll talk about we have developed the network to include 3 different components. And so there are multiple ways that you can participate in the network. And ideally, we would like you to participate in all 3. But so the proposal, a little bit about the proposal. The proposal is a $200,000 planning proposal. The idea is that we developed a larger proposal to be able to continue the network, continue to build the network, and to continue to develop these robust learning materials and tools to apply to our classrooms. This initial planning grant is 2 years, and we are looking to develop 3 components of this network. The first is through faculty development and authorship. And I'll talk about each one of these a little more in depth after this. The second part is a science of learning lecture series. And the third part is a literature review club, which will help with the lecture series. And so to tell you a little bit about the faculty development and authorship, we are starting with 10 HBCU faculty. That is in the initial grant. The idea in the larger grant is that we would be able to expand this to far more faculty, far more individuals interested in participating in this development and authorship. And so this is where Ben comes in to help us. We are going to develop the expertise to author advanced online instructional resources. And we were able to do that through LearnLab, because what LearnLab does, what Carnegie Mellon's LearnLab does is develop these tools. And there is a consortium of learning scientists, learning engineers that work to develop these materials and understand the science of learning. And so we're going to be able to interact with this vast array of knowledge at the LearnLab, and work closely with Ben to be able to develop our own learning tools that we can then implement in our own classrooms as a part of this project. And then, so the first part is to develop the tools. The second part of this component is for faculty to incorporate or integrate these materials into their classroom, to get feedback about how it's working, to be able to do what we developed it to do, to help students learn. Does anyone have any, no one has any questions so far, correct? Okay. The second component of the network is a lecture series. And we're looking at this to be a monthly lecture series that will will take place virtually to allow highlights of key learning science materials, learning scientists, learning engineers, and learn science research, so that we can understand what is happening in the field, how we can apply this this concept to our learning and to our classrooms and to our the tools that we are developing as faculty. And this portion is not just for faculty, it's also for students. So it's to incorporate students into understanding about learning. There's also can be a discussion of metacognition in this area, so students understand the importance of learning and the approach that they take to learning and retaining information. And so we plan on starting this early in the fall semester, and you will be receiving correspondence on this lecture series as it takes place throughout the project. And then finally, the last component to our network is the Literature Review Club. And so the idea is that this club will work closely with the lecture series. So we will include literature and research here in this club for faculty and students to review before we move into the lecture series with the scientists and engineers that are conducting this research, so that we can ask key questions, gain key information, so that we can build the network and the tools responsible for this network. So that's just a brief overview of the project. I invite you to go to our website, which you see at the bottom. It is bit.ly/HBCU-SLLN, Science of Learning Network. Or email us if you have any questions. You see our email there, it's hbcusln@gmail.com. The website will be updated regularly with all upcoming events. The lecture series links, the literature club links will all be on that website, so that so you have ease of access. And we really appreciate your time, your effort. Thank you so much for coming.